The government success tour heads west with officials getting a full view of multi-million-dollar capital projects. A landslide victory for Belinda Wilson following B.U.T elections as she's returned as president. A gold rush set for Grand Bahama as the governing Progressive Liberal Party stages its first mass rally tonight.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the Bahamas government making significant investments on Grand Bahama to the tune of $104 million. Last week, government officials traveled to East Grand Bahama to get a view of mega projects underway. Today, top government officials boarded a tour bus once again, this time headed to West Grand Bahama to view major projects in that part of the island. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
The government success tour began with a stop at one of the projects being hailed by the Christie administration as their pride and joy. For the first time, the development of a multi-million-dollar housing division in the upscale community of South Bahama. Officials toured the newly constructed homes, many of which feature latest amenities. These houses have been described as first class and a welcome addition to the housing sector here on Grand Bahama. From this major project, it was time for officials to board the tour bus once again. Their destination, the grounds of the NEMA Center in Hawksville. There stands a device called the eNose, designed to monitor the largest industrial center in the country here on Grand Bahama. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Dowell, informing government officials about the state-of-the-art device.
Certain industry emits certain types of chemicals. And we need to make sure that these chemicals are within the normal range, because if they're not, then they're going to be cited. And so there's 4 pieces of legislation that is being constructed by the Department of the Environment in order not only to have the legislative framework, but to be able to go after industry in the event that they emit the wrong things in the air. So it's a solar device. The thing to the left is the actual nose. The one to the left, to the right, is the wind direction, so we can determine where it's coming from. And so this is really, really state-of-the-art that we have in the industrial sector. We spend about $500,000 for the study, and when we complete it, it would have cost the government close to $1 million to put this system in place to protect those in close proximity to industry and to deal with industry who fall short and emit chemicals into the air at the expense of the health and safety of people.
Chief Health Inspector with the Department of Environmental Health, Bertha McPhee-Duncanson, says the device is indeed significant.
If it has any other type of odor, it will tell us the size, the shape, and the amount that has been emitted into the environment. And so that's how it is monitored.
West Grand Bahama, the site of the $6.5 million Fishing Hole Road Bridge, was the next stop for the government officials. They got an update on this mega project.
I'm pleased to report that the bulk of all of the pilings are in from the United States, and very shortly the contractor will begin to construct the bridge as we finish with the ramp up. The bridge itself will be about 900 feet long. It will pass the complete Hawksbill Creek, and it will be somewhere between 12 to 14 feet in height.
ABC Construction Company has been contracted to construct this historic causeway. Contractor Wolfgang Geiger.
It's a design-build contract, and after starting the project, the Grand Bahama Post Authority approached us, and we had to change the project from a causeway with culverts into a 900 feet long bridge. Prime Minister, last time when he was on site, he decided also to build basically here a proper facility with parking, security, fish cleaning station, also a dump site for conch shells, and this should be basically a kind of event place in the future.
Meanwhile, Minister Dowell gave this assurance.
So Matthew did slow up the project, but I'm pleased to report that we're back on target, and we're moving to really complete this thing, hopefully by the end of August. God willing, there's no other hurricane activity during this particular hurricane month.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Now, officials also toured other major projects in West Grand Bahama, including the administrative complex in 8 Mile Rock, the portable water project, the new junior high school in Holmes Rock, and the West End Clinic. After more than 2 years of a leadership battle, Belinda Wilson was returned as president of the Bahamas Union of Teachers. Following Thursday's court-ordered elections, unofficial results show that Wilson won overwhelmingly with 1,420 votes over former acting President Zane Lightbourne, who polled 833 votes. The other two executives who were suspended, Lorraine Knowles and Ms. Pintard Monroe, have also been voted back in. They were accused of misappropriation of union's pension funds, and their names were not allowed on the ballot when the union held elections last year. However, the courts ruled for new elections to take place with their names included. We spoke with Wilson by phone this afternoon. She says she feels vindicated and she believes teachers judged her on her record.
I think the members spoke loudly and clearly as to whom the individual is that they would like to lead them during this time. I believe after 3 forensic audits where the union would have spent thousands of dollars, after a police investigation where 5 would have gone to the Attorney General's office and the police stated that they saw no crime, so there was no charge and the matter was closed, and us being refused the opportunity to return to work, to continue the work which the members would have voted for us to do in our last term. Then we went to the court, and the court ruled in our favor to place us on the ballot. What I heard a lot of members saying is, we've had enough of this.
Wilson says she had overwhelming support in New Providence and most of the Family Islands, while she did not win Grand Bahama and was not supported by some elected officials. Wilson says she is now focused on uniting the organization. In other news, the political climate in the country expected to intensify tonight as the governing Progressive Liberal Party will hold its first mass rally on this northern island. The stage is being set for this major event on the grounds of the PLP headquarters on East Sunrise Highway. The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, is expected to lead a cadre of party officials along with the full slate of candidates vying for the 5 constituencies on Grand Bahama. On the PLP ticket, candidate for East Grand Bahama, Reverend Preston Cooper, educator and coach Marco City candidate Norris Bain, for Central Grand Bahama, chartered accountant Julian Russell, running in Pine Ridge is Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, and for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Obi Wilshcombe. Officials say residents can expect to hear the nation's leader outline the PLP's efforts to revitalize Grand Bahama's economy, its massive investment of over $104 million in capital projects on this island, and the latest private and public sector partnerships with local stakeholders, along with the party's overall master plan for the nation's second city. The PLP rally gets underway at 7:30 this evening. Meanwhile, the Free National Movement taking its local campaign machinery to the Southern District this evening. The FNM's candidate for Central Grand Bahama will officially open his headquarters in Hunters. Newcomer to the political scene, architect and former track star Iram Lewis will officially launch his campaign in that area, beginning with a motorcade starting from Williamstown and Hepburntown at 6 p.m. The official opening of the FNM constituency office in Central Grand Bahama begins at 8 p.m. Other candidates running on the FNM's ticket on Grand Bahama are Deputy Leader businessman Peter Turnquest for East Grand Bahama, motivational speaker and playwright Michael Pintard for Marco City, clergyman Reverend Fredrick McAlpine for Pine Ridge, and journalist Pakisha Parker Edgecombe for West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Stay with us, there's more news after this.